right, here we go. Another one with Samba. Remember, first and foremost, this is not the only Samba pattern. What we're doing is we're creating independence with a Samba feel within a pattern between our right hand on the ride cymbal and our feet between the bass drum and our left foot on the hi-hat. And then what we're doing is we're implementing different patterns, different exercises with our left hand on the snare drum. What I've got going on today is actually turned off my snares, so I've got a little timbali sound. This is something fun to experiment with. Remember that a lot of this type of playing, all of the Latin genres tend to use more than just obviously a standard snare drum, even if it's a snare drum player on a drum set. However, today we're going to create this timbali effect. A lot of this is created, whether it's through just a drum set player, multi-instruments within the percussion realm, using bongos, timbales, congas, cowbells, and everything in between. So in this, we're going to start here, and then these are things that you can utilize around the drum set: snares on, snares off, okay, rim knocking, moving all over, so on and so forth. And experiment with those sounds, because instead of just rim knocking here, we can do it over here and get a different sound. All right, here we go. So first and foremost, back to the rhythmic pattern of this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's that whole foundational pattern. Starts with the right hand on the ride cymbal: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that follows with our feet. So it's bass drum to the hi-hat, back to the bass drum for each 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, we've got that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and of course I've got Piper in the background adding some barks for some percussive ensembling. All right, so let's line that up together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and as I said in all of my videos with this kind of framework, the idea is that this creates the independence, all right? So for today, the expansion is we start looking at a different snare drum pattern. And in this case, it's important to recognize what's actually happening with the snare drum. So we pull away everything else, we strip it down to just the snare drum with our left hand, and we look at the pattern. And the pattern on the snare drum is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's nothing overly complex, right? The idea of and 2, 1 and 2, and then we get the and 4 and 4 and. Okay? So I'm going to say it slower, but I'm also going to follow this whole texture landscape of the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a so on. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so if we split this right down the middle, beats 1 and 2 just have a pickup and 2. Beats 3 and 4 have a and 4 and. So there's the extra and at the end of that. And that's it. That's all we're working today. So let's look at it slow pattern, right? So I'm going to start by bringing in the ride cymbal and my feet, and then I'll add this in. And then we'll actually pull back from that, and then we'll just do the ride cymbal with the right hand and just the snare drum context with our left hand. So here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. Now let's strip away the feet and we'll have just the hands. So the same pattern: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and okay. That's it. That's the idea. So through our hands, we kind of develop this comfort. Try it through our feet, see where it fits in. But the reason I did the feet first, you'd think I would just start with just the hands and bring the feet in. Well, the feet go with the ride cymbal, that right hand, and the idea that this is the independence. So the more that you do this and you develop, and you go back to the other videos and you watch the same thing, is that we develop the independence of what's going on between our ride cymbal and our feet, and then our snare drum is the only variable here. All right, so we just put it all together slowly. just it. That over and over again. We just play it and we build that comfort. We kind of lock things in. Play it as slow as you need. Start it dragging. Make sure everything is really lined up. And you do it piece by piece. First, if you're starting to finally feel that independence between your feet and your right hand, just slowly bring in just your left hand together. If you're not quite feeling that whole connection between your feet and your right hand, then work just the hands in first and then bring it all together. But that's it. It's one of those things where you're just going to need to create this independence. All right? All right, that's it. Some more samba feel with the right hand on our feet, and we're adding new texture to the left hand on the snare drum, or turn the snares off, or play it on the toms, or have fun with it. But start basic, work it in, build that independence between the right hand and the legs, and then add that snare drum. See you next time.